What you are going to view is the result of a collaboration between South Jersey Curations, LLC, Kathyrn Saxton-Granato, COO and Program Specialist, and the Cumberland County Historical Society. Kathyrn cooked at the Gibbon House for the Christmas tour last year, and the plan was to cook at the hearth again, observing precautions that would limit risk of COVID. Our plan was reconsidered due to a possible exposure, but the goose was thawing and there was no turning back. Instead, Kathyrn cooked over an outside fire using the same 18th century recipes, while in period dress and using the cooking equipment she had available. So, the interpretation is period. The foods, ingredients, and techniques are equivalent to those that would have been used in and around the hearth of a stone or brick fireplace. The pot used for the soup, and later for the pudding, is a substitute for one of either copper or iron. The reflecting oven shown is a late 19th century model made of galvanized steel rather than an 18th century one made of tin. Copper pans, originally lined with tin, often contain lead as well. To prevent the copper from interacting with the acids in foods, the copper pan shown has a good clean tin lining. To roast a goose. The Art of Cookery, Made Plain and Easy by Hannah Glass of 1769 reads, quote, "As to geese and ducks, you should have some sage shred and a little pepper and salt and put them into the belly, but never put anything into wild ducks." End quote. This was a wild Canada goose, trussed on the spit of the reflecting oven and garnished with sage and onions after roasting. To make a barley soup, Hannah Glass again wrote that you, quote, "take a gallon of water, half a pound of barley, a blade or two on mace, a large crust of bread, a little lemon peel. Let it boil till it comes to 2 quarts. Then add half a pint of white wine and sweeten to your palate." End quote. To bake apples whole. Primitive Cookery, or the Kitchen Garden Displayed, from 1767 states, to quote, "Put your apples in an earthen pan with a few cloves and a little lemon peel, some coarse sugar, a glass of red wine. Put them in a quick oven and they will take an hour baking." End quote. They were put in an iron Dutch oven. To stew parsnips. Primitive Cookery again directs you to, quote, "boil the tender, scrape them from the dust, cut them into slices, put them into a saucepan with cream enough. For sauce, a piece of butter rolled in flour, a little salt, and shake the sauce pan often. When the cream boils, pour them into a plate for a corner dish or a side dish at dinner." End quote. Plum pudding. There are many variations, and the end product is similar to what we think of as a fruitcake. Ingredients include raisins, cherries, and walnuts. The block of a suet on the white wrapping paper was rendered last summer and shredded for the pudding. This recipe was adjusted to make a smaller pudding. Ingredients were blended, a buttered and floured linen cloth was placed in a small bowl, and the ingredients spooned into the cloth, which was brought up and tied tightly. The pudding was suspended midway in a deep pot and boiled for about 3 hours. The table is set in the kitchen at the Gibbon House. Barley soup, parsnips and cream, roast goose, baked apples and plum pudding. The pudding is doused in brandy and lit at the table.